As we entered this evening's program, I must confess to a little bit of the trepidation and fear that MCs at the Oscar ceremonies have every year. How is it going to be possible to get through this in a reasonable amount of time? But I'd really like you to join me and thank our speakers not only for their words of wisdom and the breadth and diversity of citizen diplomacy they shared, but they really represented to be good stewards of your time. Such good stewards that I can share a metaphor. Very brief. I teach a seminar on leadership at my college, even though my professional academic background is as a biologist. But leadership, like any human interaction, hinges on communication. And the metaphor I offer is successful human dialogue and successful human diplomacy, citizen diplomacy, hinges on those of us engaged communicating on three levels. We must, first of all, communicate with the mind both ways, taking down barriers to share what we think and opening our mind to listen in a non-judgmental way so that we can hear what we're being told. We must communicate with our hearts, opening the human emotion to those with whom we're working so that we understand them not just at the intellectual level, but at the level of the soul and the spirit and the aspiration. And finally, to have that, we must calm the queasiness in the gut that happens when anytime we're uncertain or dealing with things beyond our control, there is a natural fear, uncertainty, reactiveness that comes in from the gut. We have to quiet the gut, because in quieting the gut, we pave the way for trust, and in building trust, we further lower the barriers in the heart and in the mind. And that's the metaphor I would like to leave you with. Before I turn it over to our president, in fact, all of us up here tonight are not only in the positions we're in, but on the program because we don't know how to say no to Ann Schodde. But she reminded me, as good presidents do to chairmen who've dropped the ball, there are three very special people who basically, if you've enjoyed the reception, who not only underwrote this, but they also are huge underwriters of some of the activities of the center. Roger Dower from the Johnson Foundation, Doug Wilson from the Gilman Foundation, and Ted Townsend, our own board member, who's the chief benefactor of the center. Can please join me in thanking them. Madam President, it's yours to wrap up.
Okay, I'm just going to waive all of this. Thank you all for coming. Hope you enjoy the rest of the evening. Don't rush off. Have more wine. But before you do go, let me be sure to remind you that you're really here not only to listen and to enjoy this incredible array of thoughts with regard to the importance of citizen diplomacy, but we're asking you to act upon the words that you have heard. And the charge to all of you in the room in terms of action today is that outside on the tables, very available to all of you, is a letter. And it's a letter to President Obama with a lot of signatures on it already, but it's really a call to him to join this active initiative and to put his name on it. Because what we really want to have happen is when this Wingspread report comes out, and Jessica will groan, in its second printing, that it will have the President's initiative for global citizen diplomacy. But that won't occur, will not occur, unless all these voices and yours here in the room and many others join on that. So use your networks, use your signature, use any leverage that you think you might have to reach the White House, and in particular the President, and tell him we need his support, we want him to join us, and we want him in the very next step to give the official plenary address at the second National Summit on Citizen Diplomacy this year, which will be the first time that a president has done that in 52 years. So it's time. And the story of how President Eisenhower did that and the interesting State Department and angles and politics and all of that are told in the appendix of this report. And hopefully, in not too many years, there will be another report that will be the 21st century report on how citizen diplomacy played a significant role in the conduct of our foreign policy in this country in the next 10 to 20 years. The goal, we're going to quadruple the number of Americans currently involved in international affairs, whether they're 5 years old and raising money for Pennies for Peace, and have all got inspired by the book 3 Cups of Tea, or whether they're a retired couple that had said, you know what, we're going to go off to the Peace Corps. So take care, everybody. Act, pick up the literature, take the letter in your hand, and go to work, and let's make it all act. Thank you.